Welcome back, and let's get going with, I think menu will be where we start off. So, one of the first things we're going to want to do is define a function which will, uh, that can be called from anywhere in the program, which will initiate the menu. And we're going to call that show menu. And I am using capital letters for a change because this is kind of a specialty type function. Like, I want it to stand out in my code. So, we're going to create a state machine. And we need some functions to go in here. Because then we can say, oh, pardon me. Because then we can say to... I'm sorry, my brain has just blanked in the middle of saying that statement. Copy F6, and then edit, paste, shift, insert. One of these days I'll remember that. Okay. So what we need is we need our functions. The show menu function is going to need to draw something when the menu appears, and it's probably going to have to redraw the scene every time we change where we're looking on the menu. But that means that we probably don't actually need an active update, like a tick. So we can do snull, and we'll go ahead and use null key for the key up. I believe that's the right order, right? Yes, for the key up event. We're going to go ahead and put null, but we're going to do menu key down, which is a function we will start right here. And that needs to be a short. And that will handle anytime we do anything on the keyboard. I am going to use the null mouse for right now. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to go ahead and do a void menu mouse down. And I believe that's an int x, int y, and int buttons. Not burritos. Int buttons. So we will do menu mouse down and s null mouse. What is the shortcut key for save? Just F2. F2! Oh, great. That's not going to be confusing with other uses of F2 that have nothing to do with saving. Anyway, okay, so then what we need is we need a function to draw the menu. So let's go ahead and get that started. And for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put a stop command into the menu, because we're going to test to make sure that menu draw works the way it should. So let's go ahead and say menu draw before we forget. And so what we're going to want to, we're actually going to need to write some new functions for this, because we don't actually support this this kind of thing just yet. So what we're going to write is we are going to write a new function, which is called, it's going to be called fill. We give it a top left coordinate, and then we give it a width, which this is a 320 by 200 screen, so we are going to say 320. But I'm going to make the height only 9 pixels, and we are going to set this to white, which is color 15. We're also going to go ahead and do a one line 320 10, that's 0, and then we're also going to print And in fact, we'll say print string to make sure that it doesn't get confused with like vprintf or vfprintf or something crazy like that. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to print the string. We're going to just go ahead and print file. And actually, let's go ahead and give it the x and y coordinates first. So let's set it to 20 on the x, and we'll write it at 2 on the y. Alright. And then what we're going to want to do now is write those functions. So let's pull up, where's video? Why aren't these in alphabetical order? Come on, Borland. Get your shit together. Alright. So, we'll say void vfill int x, sorry, int, I'm going to abbreviate these, but int left, int top, int right, actually, let's make that int width and int height, then int color. So what this is going to do is, and at the moment we're only supporting Tandy, so that will make things at least a little bit more simplistic. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to build this around a for loop. So we're going to say y equals top, y is less than h, y plus plus. And we're going to say if t is greater than 200, we return. If t plus h is greater than 200, then we're going to set h equal to 200 minus t. This will stop us from trying to draw off the screen. Alright, and let's go ahead and define y, so that we don't run into issues with that later. Now, I'd love to use memcopy, and I might still do that for the most part, but we do have to take into account the fact that we are drawing 2 pixels per byte. So we're going to want to kind of think through this real quick. What we can do is we can say if L and 1, so if we're at an odd, if we're at a odd starting location, and we'll go ahead and give ourselves an x coordinate because that's going to be useful. X equals L. So it is sometimes a little bit tricky getting used to old DOS text parsers again. If we're at an odd value, then what we're going to want to do is go, we'll do Tandy at y and, yeah, no, that's right. Oh! Okay, ooh, I'm mixing spaces here. So, now I do wanna kind of go through that. Tell you what, let's redefine this. We are going to say that this is bottom, and this is right. The reason is that this will actually, well, it's also going to simplify this. B is less than 200, or greater than 200. Okay. And then y equals t, y is less than b, y plus plus, x equals left, and if that's the case, then Tandy at 3, we need to first and equal with 0x. Okay, I'm probably doing this backwards. We'll find out. And then x plus plus. Okay. And then we will mem copy to Tandy at y ampersand 3. No, I can prep this so that that's correct. Okay, so mem copy. I don't want to mem copy. I want to, what is it, mem set? Mem set. There we go. Okay. The first byte in n bytes array. Oh! Nah. I still can't make use of that. But I can, for the most part, just say memset at Tandy y and 3. And, oh god, was it the value first or the value first, then count? So we're going to put color. I believe that's what we called the, yep. We're going to put color, and we're going to say r minus x. Ooh. Tell you what, we are going to call this x1. No, actually, we're going to make this, we're going to make a new variable called w. And we're going to say that it's w. Okay. And then we will, we need to put this here. So w equals, ooh, no, okay, that's fine. Do I need x? I don't know that I need x anymore. I remember needing it, but now I've blanked on why I have that. Okay, so w is going to equal right minus left, and then bit shifted. Well, actually, let's just make it right minus left. And then what I need is I need an if. That's what I needed it for. Okay, so width equals x, or right minus x. And this we can set to bit shifted 1. That will divide it by 2 because of bit shift mathematics. So then we've got our w, and then we can say if r and 1, we can, if that's the case, then we can say Tandy at y and 3. Oh, I forgot to, I'm forgetting things. I need to also say Tandy y and 3 or equals, and we'll say color and 0x0f. Because one thing we're going to want to do is we're actually going to want to go ahead and say color equals, well, first off, we will mask it, and then color or equals color bit shifted 4. Alright, so then that and equals 0x0f. I've probably got the before and after backwards, so we'll find out. Or equals color and 0x f0. Alright, and then Tandy at y ampersand 3 plus equals 160. And that should be everything we need. Now all I gotta do is define our Tandy table. And that should be a far star. And in fact, we can just go ahead and copy. that stuff. And we'll go ahead and paste it here. And let's go ahead and borrow, well, X we're setting down here, so we can reuse it to calculate an offset. And what we'll do is we will say X, 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 X. So what we're going to do is we're going to say top times 160, and that will get us a Y offset into the video buffer, then plus X bit shifted 1. And that right there, and then reusing that value multiple times. Now the downside is, oh wait, no, I'm gonna have to think about this. So if t is not modulus 4, if t modulus 4 is not 0, how do I want to correct for this? Oh, I know. Quick for loop before equals, let's say t mod 0, y is less than t, y plus plus. And then here we can say Tandy at y mod 3 plus equals 160, and that should being the operative word, sort us out. So edit, copy, file open. Let's go ahead and open up our library. Alright, so that is our fill function. Now, before we get into a print string function, because that's going to be fairly complicated, where's, oh, I thought that said main. I skipped it. That's my bad. Edit, copy, and then we'll come down to video C. We'll say edit, paste. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Void. Alright, so what we need is we need an int x and an int y, and then we'll say char star text. And then we will add this to the header file. We're going to leave it empty for right now, and we will come back to that in a moment. Now, we've just added this function. Oh, I need to open up main. If only I had a window with all of our C files listed in it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. Edit, cut. Then we come down here, and we are going to change this to show menu. And unlike the default set default state that we were using, show menu we are going to be keeping, because what we're going to end up doing is tying the escape key to show menu. So let's, I think I've got everything I need. Right, so show menu, menu draw, and we're setting our next state. And just to make sure that we are coming into here, we'll say v show screen, and we will show screen 1. Save, compile. Let's see how many errors I've made. There we go. There they are. Where's an error? Undefined symbol. If it's greater than... Oh, that was supposed to be 99. Oh wait, no, no, no. 200, that's fine. So I actually only need that as that. Because this function, or this loop will not run into 200, so that is actually a limit. What would you call that? An exclusive limit. Alright, so let's take another whack at that. Oh, I just saw the other error. I need to add caps because unfortunately C is actually case sensitive. I'm sure there was a good reason for it at some point. I don't know what it is at this point though. Actually, file, save, compile, make. Well, we're down to 4 errors. Illegal use of function pointer. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Yep. Nope. That's fair. I was trying to set the address in Tandy to that instead of dereferencing it. There we go. The other way I could have dereferenced it was just to use an offset of 0 in square brackets. Oh, is show menu not in? Well, that's embarrassing. Okay, so void show menu, file, save, compile. There we go. There's still an error. What's the error? These are all warnings. Show menu in module main.c. I do have menu in here, right? Yeah, menu's there. Gosh darn it. Okay. No. And then F6, F6, F6. No, that's... There we go. Okay. File, save all, compile. Oh, this takes me back to when I was originally taught how to program in C, because this is actually the first compiler I ever used for C. Well, that's not strictly true. I didn't get into programming C until, I didn't try to get into programming C until Windows 3.1 was out. And I got, oh, okay, so that didn't run. I got Turbo C++, Borland Turbo C++ for Windows, for Windows 3.1 for my 13th birthday, I think it was. And I actually did not know what to make of it back then. It wasn't until I was able to enroll in programming classes at high school, and for that we didn't have Windows on any of the school computers. They were still all DOS. So I learned how to program on Borland Turbo C++ for DOS. I believe it was actually 3.0, which I think is what I'm using here. Um, about. Oh no, this is version 1.01. Okay, well, I had a version of Borland Turbo C++ for DOS. That was what I was originally taught to code on. So let's compile. Okay. Alright, it's doing something that it's not supposed to be doing. Because it should be doing that. Let's go to main. Ah! That's why. I forgot to get rid of that. Save, compile, make. Ah, see, there's always one little thing that you've forgotten to fix. You've forgotten to set right. And you'll be scratching your head. It's not like nowadays where it's super easy with modern UIs. And I can hear you asking, why the hell are you programming a game from scratch? Hey, look at that! Ah, that's great. It's too much, but it is sort of working. Okay. I will take that as a win. We will leave. Okay, let's see. Let's look at how we are starting this. Because I'm setting... I am a numpty. Okay. So, let's recompile that. I should be doing like multiple shapes so that I can see how it looks. And let me go ahead and put my Gorgon graphic back in place. Too many windows. Here we go. I'll save, compile, make. Run. Okay. Why is that not there? It was there a moment ago. So let's get back to video. I can go ahead and close that window. Why is menu.c open twice? Why do I do the things that I do, folks? I don't know. Here, I'm gonna... Yes, save it. F6. F6. Okay. We've got that back to there. Video C. Alright. So let's go back a second and take a look at this. So we've got L. L bit shifted to the right 1 should still be 0. T times 160, 0 times 160 should be 0. What is going on? Right? Let's take a look at our calling function. So we're going from 00 to 329. And no, that is correct. Okay. So why is this one not working? Okay, let's go back. What have I done wrong? It was working a second ago. Let's see what happens if I terminate that. This shouldn't have any issues. Oh, and that should be from Y to and 3. Let's give a little bit more space so that this is a little bit easier to read, because I think one of the problems is I'm defaulting to cramming all of my my code really small, and it's actually making it difficult for me to read. So don't do what I do, kids. All right. Run. Hmm. We've still got a black line. Why do we have a black line? And width is r minus x. Bit shifted 1. And r should be 320. We had it working a second ago. What have I done that broke it? Oi. Alright. R, run. Okay, well, we've got a black line in there. Oh, that's because of... Yeah, okay. No, I understand why that's there. Okay. Which, funny enough, I think that actually... No, that just means that this works properly. Okay. So, let's go ahead and add a V fill. And this time we're going to set it to... let's set it to 10, 10. And we'll take it to the coordinates 20, 20. And we'll make it color 4. So, let's see what happens when we do this. It should cram it up to the first line. Or it will start it at the second two. No, it'll draw wrong. It should draw at the top, like from the top of the screen. Okay, there we go. But it's... Oh, right. Okay, no. That does make sense. That does make sense. And that's good, sort of, that it's starting there. Okay, so F6, F6. Okay, so... Oh, okay. T2. That's why. Now let's go ahead and make that X, X, X. Compile, make. Now this should drop that red square down to the appropriate line, which should be a vertical value of 10. It's also, it should remove that black line from the middle of the white box and put it to like a border for the white box. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so now what we need is to see it offset. I suspect what we were originally seeing, we were actually seeing that do an integer overflow because we've only got 16 bits to play with. So now, hey, excellent. Okay, haha. We figured our way through that problem. Where's my... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. The keyboard handler did not get reinstalled properly. Okay, folks. Well, we are going to stop here. We'll find out what's gone wrong and why the keyboard handler didn't uninstall correctly. I'll have to check my main function. Anyways, when we come back, we'll pick back up where we left off. Everything should be in a working state, and we'll just we'll go from there. We'll fix this up. We'll get it working. See you guys later.